Hi, guys. Sorry I wasn't there on Wednesday. I just wasn't, to be honest with you, just wasn't feeling real good. Well, actually, I was feeling real good by the time came around, but I hadn't slept any the night before. So, um, no sleep and 60 years old, bad combination. I'm not like you guys. I can't recover like really fast. So, I slept in. Um, this week, we're going to make this a catch up week. There's several people that are running behind on a few programs. It happens. It's happened to me many times. So this is sort of a catch-up week. Besides this video, there won't be any new information or any more programs assigned this week. But do know that all the programs are going to be due. The last one I signed by Sunday night. So you all need to utilize your time in class to get caught up. If you are caught up, guys, bring in something else to work on. All right, this can't. I don't know. This can't turn out to be just like play sessions. If you don't have anything to work on and you're all caught up on your programs, work it out with another teacher to go to a different area. It's a college area and it doesn't need to look like a playground. So just use your best judgment. If you need my help, great. I've started doing some remediation. If you have any problems, I'm setting up in the dual credit areas on Thursday. So if you're watching this on Thursday, you need a little help with your project, just come on up and we'll work on it. All right, here's a new topic that I want to go over. I think you all take to it fast because it seems like you all have caught on to everything array wise, you know, relatively well. So this is going to be an array of objects, an array of classes. First, I think the best thing to do is just let's look at our .h file. I didn't break this into two files, which I probably won't do a lot of the rest of the way. Most of the time, I'm going to leave all of our header file and our member functions all together. We did several programs where we broke them apart, which is good sound programming. But now for the rest of the way, we're going to be writing some bigger programs, and I don't want to have 8 files, 9 files floating around. So this cuts everything in half. All right, here's an inventory header file. Look, we got 3 objects or 3 things inside of it, not 3 objects. We got 3 things inside of it, 3 variables. We've got a description, we've got a cost, and we've got units. We're going to be talking about tools. So if tools bore you, I apologize, but this is going to be like inventory for a tool company. All right, we've got our first constructor here that is empty. Okay, the description's empty. The cost is 0 units. And we've got a constructor here that takes everything in line. You're going to put in the description, the cost, and the units all in one line from your driver. So things that seems like everybody, without exception, all of you are good at. Then we've got our 3 setters. We've got our 3 getters, and I can get rid of this here. I don't know why I've got that. 3 getters, and that's it. 2 constructors, 3 setters, 3 getters. Can't get more basic as far as a .h file, a header file. Now let's go to our source code. Starting at the top, I went ahead and just put these in here. I wrote this kind of on the fly. So I got IOmanip, IOstream, string, all of which you've used before. We got a new one I'm going to add, and that's called include array. There's certain properties and uses with arrays, like you've been using, that come in IOstream. All right, but there's some specialty stuff like used around classes and objects that has to come with including array. And also, by now you should know that all of these are header files. Just like this is including a header file, This is including header files. This is just user defined, this one at the top. All right, really short program. I made a constant int number of items. Right? I'm declaring an array of inventories. And if you don't remember, inventory is the class. So I'm making an array of classes of inventory, and num items is 6. So inside here, inside of these arrows, that was just my weather radio going off that there's a severe thunderstorm while I'm doing this. So I'm going to make 6, an array of 6 inventories, which is basically the class that we just looked at. All right, I'm going to call this array, I'm going to call it items. So I want you to realize there's one array, only one array. It's called items. The array, if you envision this, as like the blocks back when I used to draw this, I mean, it's like 6 connected blocks like in Excel or something. All right, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and each one of those is going to point to a class, an inventory class, and this is just a constructor here. I mean, sorry about that. All right, look at this. Inventory with hammer 295 3. This just enters all the stuff in line inside of inventory. All right, and that inventory is pointed to by items 0. Do you remember how it's items 0, items 1, items 2, items 3, items 4, items 5 in square brackets? That's exactly what this points to. So it's sort of like a struct of arrays. All right. So there's my 6 items, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Items 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are classes, objects, which I use constructors. Let's go back and look at the constructor real quick. I want y'all to make sure that y'all get this. All right. There's the constructor where I send it all 3 things, and then it puts it inside of the object. All right. So this fills up my my array. My array has an inventory object with these 3 properties, an inventory object with these 3 properties, okay, so forth and so forth. So my array is all filled out. All right. Now, the only thing I'm going to do in this program is I'm going to print it out. So I'm using cout, fix, show point, set precision because I'm dealing with money. All right. I'm going to cout for headings, ID, item ID, description, on hand, and cost. Because what I entered up here, all right, was the cost and the number on hand. Then I'm just going to go through a for loop, and all of you have went through for loops with arrays many times. So I'm going to cout all 6 things. I'm going to go through. I've got I got a for loop here where I'm going to go through, start at 0, work my way through 6, or well, it's less than 6, so it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Increment 1 at a time. Okay, I'm going to cout I plus 1. That's because I is 0, and I want my first item to be 1. All right, and then I'm going to cout items I description, get description. So this is going to be first time through. It's going to be items 0, get description, item 0, get units, items 0, get cost. So this allows us to go through and access each one of these from each object. Just using the class, I called it environment. Let's see, not environmental, inventory item .h. And then I'll loop through it, and I'll go through 1, and I'll get the second item, which is chiseled, and I'll go through and get the third item, which is wrench, crimper. So I guess the key takeaway is how I'm using this. Take a look at this. Here's my array, items, and I'm going to go through them one at a time. Each item has an inventory inside of it. All right, so I'm going to run this. And there we go. So in essence, there's my counter that I made. And then here's the inventory. There's inventory 0, inventory 1, inventory 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. The one thing I want to show you is if I got rid of this new thing that we're using, this header, this array header file, if I got rid of this, okay, look, all of a sudden it doesn't recognize items. It doesn't recognize the fact that you can send it an object. So you definitely need this. All right, guys, I just sorry about that. I just had to check my phone. So now I get rid of this. I get rid of my comments. I run this, and there you see it. All right, this is something. This is going to be huge in our next program, which is going to be a rather big program. So take a look at this. Make sure you understand it. I guess the key thing, the part that you're probably not real familiar with, is this, and it's not really that fancy. This just says that it's going to be an array of inventories, and it's going to be 6 long, and we're going to call this array items. All right. If that's the only notes you take, great. That'll actually just this whole line. If you took something like this, that would be great for your notes. Be easy to access. And the way that we would actually call on these is items, whatever the index is, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just use the getters in our header file. All right, guys, I will see you all on Friday. And again, bring work if you don't bring work if you're already done with this. Bring work or have a place to go. You don't need to be up in the area. There's already especially on Fridays with all the seniors over there, it's already kind of crazy up there anyhow. So, like I said, just bring something to work on or bring your stuff and we'll work through it. Guys, have a good production day and I'll talk to you later.